Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 12, Text number 36. Vidura Uvacha Savai Vishvasrajam Yisho Vedadin Mukhato Srajat Yad Yad Yenashrajat Devas Tanme Bruhi Tapodana. Translation. Vidura said, O great sage, whose only wealth is penance, kindly explain to me how and with those on whose help Brahma established the Vedic knowledge which emanated from his mouth. Next one is 37. Maitreya Uvacha Rug Yajur Samatharvakyam Vedan Purvadibhir Mukaihi Shastram Ijyam Stuti Sthomam Prayaschittam Bhyadat Kramat. Translation. Maitreya said, beginning from the front face of Brahma, gradually the four Vedas, Rig, Yajur, Sama, and Atharva, became manifest. Thereafter, Vedic hymns, which had not been pronounced before, priestly rituals, the subject matters of recitation, and transcendental activities were all established one after other. Next verse is 38. Ayurvedam Dhanurvedam Gandharvam Vedamatmana Stapatyam Shashrajat Vedam Kramat Purvadibhir Mukaihi. Synonyms. Ayurvedam, medical science. Dhanuhu Vedam, military science. Gandharvam, musical art. Vedam, they are all Vedic knowledge. Atmanaha, of his own. Stapatyam, architectural. Chaha, also. Asrajat, created. Vedam, knowledge. Kramat, respectively. Purva Adibhi, beginning from the front face. Mukaihi, by the mouths. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. He also created the medical science, military art, musical art, and architectural science, all from the Vedas. They all emanated one after another, beginning from the front face. The Vedas contain perfect knowledge, which includes all kinds of knowledge necessary for human society. Not only on this particular planet, but on other planets as well. It is understood that military art is also necessary knowledge for the upkeep of social order, as is the art of music. All these group of knowledge are called the Upapurana or supplements of Vedas. Spiritual knowledge is the main topic of the Vedas, but to help the human beings' spiritual pursuit of knowledge, the other information, as above mentioned, forms necessary branches of the Vedic knowledge. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सह गण ललित श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दवादं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलं स्फटिकाकृतिमाधारं सविद्यानां नमस्ते. Welcome to the another day of Srimad Bhagavatam reading. Fortunate to read. I know I have only once in a month, but somehow I got this opportunity. One devotee was not able to, so I'm just taking her, Kalpatru Mataji's. Hope I'll justify the way she used to nicely read and explain, but I don't know whether how much I can justify, but I'll try. I was looking at this three verses of 36, 37, 38. The chapter we know Brahma is creating the material world, and during his creation, one after the other is getting created. Now he's talking about, Srimad Bhagavatam is talking about how he created Vedas, Rig Veda, Ajurveda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda. It all came from his mouth, from front of his face, and from his back of his face. It's from the back. It's also said he created Adharma also. So that means everything in this material world is created by, of course, this is a secondary creation by Lord Brahma. Originally, the origin we know it is all by Krishna. Of course, it is coming from Brahma for this material world because he is the secondary creator for this material world. So when the back of him, something emanated which is adharma. So when I was preparing for this, I heard few devotees talking about how hard it's actually in the previous verses also Krishna and Brahma was really upset in creating this material world. Do I need to really create all this? Yes, because we all the living entities, we are supposed to be in the spiritual world, but for some reason we want to be independent, to enjoy independent of Krishna. So we came to this material world. So now Brahma has to make that facility for all of us to enjoy based on our desires and satisfy our desires. And Krishna, Brahma is taking hard time to create many things. And now he has created Vedas. The Vedas came from his mouth. The previous verse is very nicely explained how these Vedic hymns, it says that beginning from the front face of Brahma, gradually the four Vedas, Rig, Yajur, Sama, and Atharva became manifest. Thereafter, Vedic hymns, which had not been pronounced before, priestly rituals, the subject matters of the recitation, the transcendental activities are all established one after another. When you go to a temple in South India or whichever, other than ISKCON, nice. Where there is Veda Patana, there are Vedic studies, and then the priestly, of course, any pujari comes to um, become to one becomes to one wants to become a pujari. They have to go through all these Vedas, learn priestly rituals, so-called. They get that certification, and that is how they're eligible to even come out of the country. They need so many things. They're not just, oh, priest, yes, we'll bring a priest from India. Other temples we have seen, I heard that they have to be certified, they have to be all these priestly rituals. How, for us, if somebody asks me, can you chant this particular Srimad Bhagavatam verse? I don't know. I have to just look at the book. But think about this Vedic priestly, the priests, they can chant, my God, the whole, starting from Vishnu Sahasrama, this, so many Sahasranamas, so many Vedic rituals, everything comes by heart for them. Yeah. So that it's all came from Brahma. And it also says that how they pronounced before, and it also says that the subject matters of recitation, even the how to recite, somebody has to recitate, how that, what's the subject matter of the recitation also has been given. I had been once to the temple, and of course the axis changed of the Lord Sun, because it's Uttarayana happened for the sun god, and few days I think the Ratha Saptami will come, the Surya Dev. So that one day I went to the temple. There were almost an hour puja for the sun god, and then so many rituals and so many Vedic hymns were chanted in to glorify Lord, the sun god. How in the world, even I cannot pronounce, maybe one verse I can think about and I'll forget, but so many priestly rituals there, even the pronunciation, the recitation, my God, that's mind-boggling. It's all came from, we can think about, oh, this is a priestly thing, oh, what's the big deal? But it is all coming from Brahma. It's not an ordinary thing. Anybody that even the anybody does the yagna, so many, it's all in glorification. Of course, there is a karmakanda section in Vedas to satisfy so many desires of the living entities to get something. So they're all, subject matter is there for what, if you need something, you can do something, right? Like that. And in this verse 38, it's very clearly explained that Brahma created the medical science also, Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, and then Gandharva, right? Gandharva Vedam also. Interesting that medical science, the today's medical science is allopathy. But if I look at Ayurveda, there was no allopathic medicine earlier. Everything was in India way back. In Vedic style, it was all Ayurveda. The Ayurveda, somebody was asking, what is the medicine? Is a medicine, what is allopathic or Ayurveda? What is the big deal in it? They said, one person said that the allopathic medicine, it will treat the symptom, but the Ayurvedic medicine will understand, they will understand what the issue is. Say, suppose if I go to the doctor, if I am anemic, they'll draw my maybe 20 ml, 30 ml, how much ever. I don't have blood, right? Anemic. And they draw my blood again to test whether you are anemic, right? But if I go to a person who has a Nadi Shastra, which is all coming from Ayurveda, they'll check your pulse and they'll tell you this is your problem. I had been once in Bangalore that they just checked my Nadi and they said, these are the ailments you have, these are the problems you have. Very It's an amazing science. And then that science, it's proven, but we don't take that into consideration much. A person recently, I had one friend had some issues with back. One of our devotees, we know or Mataji, she went to Florida. She had met with an accident, and then her neck, completely stiff neck. The doctor said you might have to take a surgery, etc. Then finally she went to Kerala, where took that medicine treatment, and now she is also able to drive the vehicle. Allopathy said, the modern science, they said without this surgery, it's not going to get cured. But without anything, with just by Ayurvedic medicine, herb treatment, they're able to treat it. And now she's able to drive the vehicle also. So this is how you see, this is all coming from Ayurveda, which is created by Brahma. Of course, Brahma is the second, as we know, it's all coming from Krishna. Dhanvantari, right? Even the Dhanvantari, so people say, even you take a medicine, you should chant 3 times Dhanvantari and take that medicine, because Dhanvantari is actually the incarnation of Krishna, who brought the nectar, but he's also brought the science of medical herbs, etc. So if you go to any Ayurveda, they have a picture of Dhanvantari there in Kerala. I have seen that as well. So these are all coming from Brahma. The next one is the military art, Dhanurveda. Dhanurveda, military art also is there. Of course, otherwise, even Lord Vishnu has a club and chakra. It's not that, oh, only these people have weapons here. No, it's a Lord Vishnu, if you look at it. We have club, we have chakra. Why? We know that any freedom is given to the people, there will be definitely, especially in the human society, there will be a disturbance, and there will be disturbance in the social order, and it has to be, we have to upkeep the social order. That means the only way is by weapons. That was more important. If you see, back all the way from Mahabharat, story, Kurukshetra war till today, you see this war, this is important as a science, which is again a military science. 2 days ago, we were reading in Srimad Bhagavatam that after the Samudra Manthan, there was a big fight between demigods and the demons of, when Mohini Murti comes and gives the nectar, and, such a beautiful story of how happens, and finally they start fighting each other, demigods and devatas. And then one demon, he had a boon that any weapon, whether it is dry or wet, cannot kill him. And then the voice from the Akash came, and it said that, oh, this particular demon has no, you cannot kill Indra. Indra, you cannot kill with a dry or a wet weapon. Sochlo, think about it. Then Indra creates a weapon with a foam. So we were discussing yesterday. How in the world a weapon with a foam can kill a person? I don't know. We don't know how it works. So, but the weapons are there, but in order to send that weapon, there is a mantra. There are so many weapons even earlier. When we see the origin, many wars, even the Ramayana, when he killed Lord Rama and killed Ravana, during that war also, one weapon comes as a snake, another weapon comes as a Garuda, one weapon came as something, I've seen many things like this and heard also and read also. So many weapons. So this is a military science. But there is no lack of weapons, but there is a lack of mantra which can do, which can give the power for a weapon to think about even the Ashwatthama, right? He was able to even get Brahmastra. He was just chanted and get that Brahmastra, but he didn't know. Of course, we know the story, how to take it back. But there's just like this. This is military art is also there. It is also coming from Brahma. Very clear. Then the musical art, Gandharva. There, and it also says in purport that this Vedas contain perfect knowledge, which includes all kinds of Vedic knowledge necessary for the human race, not only on this particular planet, but on the other planets as well. We go to Gandharva Loka, it's completely musical art. A person, in general, will say that if a person sings so nicely, oh my God, so you sing no nicely, are you a Gandharva from a previous life? We know even Narad Muni also was a Gandharva, right? He was coming from as a Gandharva. He was actually supposed to glorify, but he did for a sins gratification, and then he was in trouble. So this musical art is also coming from Lord Brahma, originated from Brahma. So all these Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Gandharva Veda, and Vedam, all these Vedic knowledge is, even it says also the architectural science. Look at our new temple in Mayapur, the architectural science, the way it has been built. There is a Vastu Shastra. There is a Vastu Shastra also. They're all basically it says that it is all branches of this Vedic knowledge. When some construction has to happen, there is a architectural science, and in the architectural science also there is a Vastu Shastra, how to build. Even every house in India, of course, here we try to follow the Vastu, but never happens because in America it's not easy to get that kind of thing, houses. But people who are custom built in India, they very particularly they build this. Even I knew from one of the Vastu Shastra experts that Tirumala Tirupati it's super Vastu, and somehow that is built and it is attracting so many people. So because there is a balance, there is supposed to be some kind of a balance there when they build, and which will give the good vibes for that whole structure, and it can attract people. Even our Ram temple, of course, it is being built, that architectural. Our new temple, which is in Ayodhya, they definitely would have followed that architecture as well. So that attracts and gives a good vibes. And that's how it's all coming from Vedas. We may think, oh, this is not required, that is not required. Just chant Hare Krishna. Yes, we can just chant Hare Krishna, everything gets all right. But we are not in that stage. If we follow all this during, I'm not that pure to get there. Oh, just chant Hare Krishna, everything will happen. Yes, I'm not there yet. I'll try to follow, but I'm not there yet. I'll at least. So, what is this? Basically, it's giving a step-by-step activity and principle of how to follow, what to follow in Vedas. But Prabhupada says, Vedaischa sarva, I don't know, Bhagavad Gita says, Krishna himself says, Vedaischa sarva rahame vedya. So if in order to get the Vedic knowledge, what is the subject matter of Vedas? Summary of Vedas, to know Krishna. To know Krishna means we have to get one should get realized that he is not the body, he is the soul, and he has the connection with Krishna. He is the part and parcel of Krishna, where what is this? I'm part and parcel of Krishna, right? So Krishna, what getting the forgetting that verse. Anyway, so this we are in such a way that we can follow the Vedic principles are there. Now, if I want to give one medicine to a child, the child may not like it. So the mom, what she do? She'll take the medicine, mix with honey, and give that medicine so that child can take easily. Like that, the Vedas are more of sugar coated for us to get this. If somebody comes and Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, it's very rare. Not everybody comes and listens to Srimad Bhagavatam. Everybody comes to listen Bhagavad Gita. But if you say there is a yajna, there are hundreds of people come. We have seen this. Any done ritual puja, everybody will come. So it's like that. It's kind of a sugar coated. The Vedas are there. The origin is there, but people may not get attracted. So in Bangalore, I remember there was one program called Heritage, and they introduced some Bharatanatyam, then yoga, um, and then so many other activities. So hundreds of people signed up for that to come to the temple. So for us, for ourselves, we see that for even preaching, the best way when we say Bhagavad Gita class, yeah, people will come, but very minimal. And now you see yoga class, people will sign up. So this is how we can also take that idea how to preach and propagate our Krishna consciousness throughout the world. That's what Prabhupada has done. But nowadays, it's very difficult uh, for a person like me. If I ask, oh, please come, they may not come because it all depends on the purity of the person. But if you have that sugar coat, now have seen even, hey, we are going to do a vegetarian cooking, please come. We will teach you vegetarian cooking. So people will come. And now we'll add, our motive is not vegetarian cooking. Our motive is to give Krishna consciousness to them. But we'll start with the vegetarian cooking. Similarly, all this medical science, medical art, musical art, architecture, these are all required because people are in the material world. And then for them it is boring, come and listen to Srimad Bhagavatam. It's very rare. Not many people will come. But all this, you see, there's so much attraction for the architect. People with such a nice building. They have built a super nice building. I've seen Swaminarayan temples. Oh my God. It attracts just like that, attracts many people now. It's a tourist attraction. Akshardham in Delhi, I've seen. It's hundreds, thousands of people come and see. But similarly, we have done the same thing in Mayapur. Hundreds and thousands can be get attracted. But what are we trying to? It's not that we are showing our building. We are trying to give Krishna consciousness. That's why Prabhupada says, spiritual knowledge is the main topic of all the Vedas. But to help the human being, spiritual pursuit of knowledge, other information is also required. And as a subsidiary of this or the branches of Vedic knowledge, it is required so that we'll give Krishna consciousness to the people. I think I will stop here. Thank you for all your patience. I don't know how much I justify. Please forgive me if I have done, spoken something wrong, and I'll stop here. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. If you had anybody has any reflections, you're welcome.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, and everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances and all goes to Sri Prabhupada. Prabhu, definitely you said it so nicely for me, that yes, Maha Mantra and chanting is very important. But at the same time, we are not like Prasad Maharaj, that can meet all our needs. We have all our bodily needs, we have emotional needs and medical needs. So we have to give attention to those needs as they demand. So thank you, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Otherwise, this is you have done many things like that also. See, we have built a temple and we have this banquet hall. People are coming. Banquet hall also there people are coming and looking at it. And then we have upstairs we have Radha and Sham Sundar, right?
Yes,
So
yes,
in that way that we are attracting them and giving them slowly Krishna Prasadam. What are we doing? We are giving the banquet hall, yes, but finally we are giving Krishna Prasadam.
Very true, Prabhu.
So that's our motive, not of course money is required for our maintenance, but we are giving Krishna Prasadam, we are preaching Krishna consciousness, right? This is the main aspect of Srila Prabhupada's mission. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so
Haribol.
much. Yeah, so I mean, how the whole science became from very subtle to grass, right? So I mean, Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, all these things. I mean, very subtle with the mantras. People use it to control things, right? I mean, the even just by looking at the nadi, I mean, right? People will be able to find out what is wrong with the body. I mean, how the whole thing became completely grass, right? I mean, unless one will not be able to find out what is wrong. So I mean, I was just thinking from that perspective, right? So. Yeah, how
Prabhu
whole
is
things.
it's amazing science.
Yeah.
Some years ago, right, when I went and gave my nadi, they said, you have so much energy, you don't know how to burn it. They told me like that. Now I don't have energy. It's
Yeah.
diminishing. So, but they told me that you have normally everybody will have 100%, but you have 150% of energy. You can do whatever you want, but you don't know
Mm,
how to burn it just
mm,
by looking at the nadi.
yeah.
That time I was very active in anything for that matter. Nowadays I cannot. So how see this Vedic science? Oh my God, this is really Prabhu. It's an amazing science. Nobody can. Now you see, that's what I said. If I want to give my go and test, they'll draw so much blood
Blood.
to test,
Yeah.
and which will still it is not clear.
Yeah.
One after the other, one after the other, still not
Not
clear.
confirmed. Mm,
And they think about the mantra, the web, not just these weapons, right?
yeah.
Even some medicine, we know
Yeah.
somebody is bit by a snake, they
Snake.
can
Yes.
even chant mantra,
Yeah.
chant mantra and cure that, not cure,
Poison.
at least save him from that snake bite.
Mm,
But Kali Yuga is advancing, so what can we do?
mm. That's true. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Anybody else?
Krishna.
Otherwise, we can close here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please
Hare
accept my
Krishna
humble
Mata.
obeisances. All glories to Srila
Pranam.
Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Prabhuji, I want to just appreciate your class, actually. I know I would actually also agree with His Grace Sanatan Prema Prabhu, because I also felt that, in the beginning, I mean, at least, we always hear that you don't need to worry about all these, like Vedic ways of doing things, or Vastu, or all these things, right? As long as your Krishna consciousness is there, and then you chant the names of the Lord. But as we all know, I mean, after getting a little more in depth in this Krishna consciousness, we can understand at least that we're not there. We are not there. We're not pure. So we need to make sure that we follow these rules and regulations, or these Vedic, injunctions, to 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 help us get to that level eventually. So and even a lot of times I think I've seen some people can just be, even they feel that everything isn't, you chant the names, you don't need to do anything. But then we have to put our efforts into purify, even like, same thing with fasting. Like in Bhagavad Gita, it says you need to come above the auspiciousness and the unauspiciousness and all these things, right? The dualities and all this. But to purify ourselves to get to that level, we have to follow these ways to come to that level. At least for me, I've noticed that. So thank you so much for bringing that up. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
It's actually a nice point, Mataji. If you see, if I go to a place and sit and chant Hare Krishna, right? There is so much of disturbance and noise and whatnot. If you go to a place in a forest in a very nice park and sit there, and there is no disturbance, very nice environment, and you can chant Hare Krishna. Okay, or if you go to the temple in front of the deities, we can chant Hare Krishna. That's why we chant in front of our deities at home, right? If the house has it is built, but it has more of negative energy rather than the positive energy, then our intention our tendency, it all disturbs our mind. It is based on astrological also, I've seen.
Very true.
Even astrological also science. It's also coming from
Yes.
here only. Vedas only.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it's all there. It all depends on, yes, if you take into Krishna conscious, nothing is required. But we are still not there yet. And we'll practice, and so that we will help us in a good environment, good facility to get that positive energy even into chant Hare Krishna in that way.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Okay, I think 809 will stop here. Granth Srimad Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, and the Koti Vaishnava ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha कृपा सिंधुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.